Here we are.
Yeah, this is, and thank you for coming. We're in the, it's the Talking Energy Show.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate to have the space because of Pharaoh Energy Services has their office here, and they graciously gave me this to platform important people. And
couldn't find any today.
Nope.
Oh, well, we're here.
And then we have all this to thank for Oilfield Tailgate, because that kind of groups, is essentially the sponsors as well.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to a lady who made me start doing this, from Kim at Talk Texas Oil, who gave me my legs underneath me and started doing this. So there's really only one person to blame.
Good job, Kim.
Good.
Yeah. Anyway, we have, I hope, a great explanation of redM and important people that can tell you all about it and get you engaged and excited about what they're doing. Introduce yourself.
Sure. I'm David Reid. My day job is I work for a company called NOV.
Good company.
So they're CTO and CMO. And I didn't have enough time on my hands, so started redM.
Well played, sir. Mm-hmm. Mel.
Yep. So I'm Melanie, and I work for myself. I have a marketing company. And then earlier this year, got connected with David and started the Oklahoma City chapter of redM.
Yeah, well, I'm thrilled that you did that. So I knew somebody out there good would take the reins on that. It was probably a long time coming, really. Mm-hmm. We've had a lot of people in our industry engage, but they have to travel. So let's get started with where did redM come from? What is the logo?
What is the name?
What's going on with that? Just everything. Just explain. But I mean, 30,000-foot view. It's an organization to educate about human trafficking, and then fund a lot of avenues to support anything against trafficking.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably accurate. Mm-hmm. Probably accurate.
Well, I mean, you started. I'm just putting,
I was sort of, yeah. Well, I mean, really, it just started because my wife decided she was in this space. I was asking her, what are we going to do when the kids were gone, which was really signaling for the kids are going to be gone.
Yeah.
Which worked, by the way. They did leave. She didn't want them to, so that was good.
Yeah. If she's grabbing him like this, they start struggling and running away. Good. Yeah.
They should be leaving. So we did that. But she said, we're going to fight human trafficking. And I was like, are you? Because I'm thinking, what are you talking about? That's in other countries, and how are we even going to do that? And so,
right. I mean, that's how a lot of we think of, like, that can't be here.
Mm-hmm. We literally went to Europe to meet an organization to see how do we do this, and they were like, you'd have to live here. And we were like, oh. So my wife was on a severe downer. We came back. She got involved. Started doing undercover work at first, so it sounded cool. She had a blog that was you couldn't tell was her.
Wow.
But she would tell the stories, and I didn't cotton on that. I'm traveling around the world, so I'm like, whatever, So she, one day I was going to the airport, and she goes, well, I'm going too, but I have a police escort. And I'm like, well, why do you need a police escort? And she goes, because the people behind this are the worst people in the world. And I was like, well, wait a minute.
It started to dawn on me.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you?
She's created something impactful enough where she's needs security.
And back in those days, it was more dangerous. Okay. Traffickers have stopped worrying about us because their main approach is to not be seen.
Yeah.
So retribution doesn't really happen anymore. It did happen back then. So we're not on their radar at all. So anyway, she did that for a number of years. We got helped, and I had her change what she was doing. She started helping survivors in a care organization. And we would help them. We had people live with us for the last 15 years. We've had people who've gone through kind of help, and then they need a transition home. So we've done that. So I got to know people who've been trafficked, which was very helpful.
How did she start because for most of us, we don't even understand. I mean, it just honestly it was a word out there, trafficking. I mean, essentially no idea what it means, at all.
Right.
And it really just kind of.
The name's wrong. Like, it's not about moving people across state lines or any of that, which makes you think it is.
Yeah.
Movement of people's got nothing to do with it, but it's just an unfortunate name. Mm-hmm. It means trading. Or trading in human beings. Mm-hmm. But trafficking was the word they kind of hung on to, and we can't change that. So here we are. But
that's fine. I mean, but at least it hit enough, where it was like, okay, something that, grabbed me and my attention. It's like, we have millions of people coming across our borders,
Right.
and bringing,
So you hear about it.
I hear, whatever tenfold.
Epstein turns up, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
All these things kind of start nicking at you, from, your little bubble of like, I wake up every day, put my nose to the grindstone, and like,
you don't think
there's something going on
out
here.
there.
If there's this much smoke, there's a fire.
So here's the weird thing. I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but it's all right. I mean, we do care package building with people.
Okay.
And it's a very strong educational piece for them. But when we do, here's what grooming looks like in your children. Usually 1 in 30 on average will put their hand up and say, this sounds like my child, but it's not trafficking. 100% have been trafficking. Traffickers starting the grooming process, which is brainwashing your child to be trafficked.
Everything's okay. There's
gray
areas kind of stuff or what?
What they do is they go, any teen, you imagine yourself as an early teen.
Okay.
Who's the stupidest person you know? Probably
Your parents.
Probably your parents.
Yeah, I would say back then,
It probably is us. But,
it was
we
me,
think,
but the
we
people
think
around
it's our,
me,
we think it's our
pointed.
parents, and so that is an open door. Your parents say you're immature. Trafficker goes, you're so mature. You say, I want to be in a rock band. Your parents go, listen, that's ridiculous. And the trafficker goes, rock band, you're made for that. In fact, I've started a few rock bands, and I can help you. Whatever it is, you're short of money, whatever it is, they're going to come at you. Parents catch their kid on their phone doing something they shouldn't do. They see images. They're like, we're taking your phone away. Traffickers love it. Here's your phone. Don't show your parents. So they're doing things that you can't see, but all you see is the behavior of the kid changing. So when we educate that way, because of online, and they're using kid to kid, so peer, so it could be a friend of your kids. So sometimes they'll not traffic a kid particularly. They'll just threaten them and then get them to pull other kids.
Was your wife more focused on just the children at first?
No, not at all. In fact, we didn't know. We didn't understand a lot in the early. This is 15 years ago now. The stuff we're doing in Europe, we're seeing them in the same place as we were 15 years ago.
Because it can be any age, any gender.
Any age, any gender, any economical background. There's certain vulnerabilities that are obvious. But what's surprising is probably 2020, where everyone zoomed into the internet and got locked in. Kids, parents just thought, what am I going to do with these kids? Let them lock in. Now parents have guilt, so we're dealing as well with this problem. Because
if it takes a whole society becoming very hyper vigilant on all this, so be it.
It does, and it's
until it's crushed.
The hard part is your ability to stop kids being found is pretty low. Mm-hmm. So you should be looking at who do they know, boys particularly. So 8 years old for boys is the prime age for engagement. They're on gaming systems. That's why that's happened. So that age has been going down. Girls 12 to 14 more because older boyfriend becomes the coolest thing that could happen in your life. Not that that's the only way, but that's the majority of what we see. So access is easy, and you can't stop access, but you can certainly try and restrict it. But the thing that is needed is connection and relationship, and that's what we're getting worse and worse at. Because we're spending time messaging in front of the kids that being on our phone is how we behave,
Man.
So it's created this wonderful space for people accessing more porn, wanting real experiences, combined with, I got access to kids now. So the traffickers are having a heyday growing their business. They're about $500 billion business. So I think everyone is overwhelmed with how do you deal with that? It's not a random thing. It's a very organized thing. So anyway, there's lots of shock. I don't live a lot in explaining the shock because there's plenty of horror stories.
You can go find the horror stories.
We let people choose, and not everyone wants to know. That's the thing. That's our main why redM. When we first started 8 years ago, we had a digital team, and they went and looked at what's out there, what have we got in human trafficking messaging? How's it working? You could see that the amount of people looking at human trafficking content equal the amount of people fighting human trafficking, meaning no one looks at this. There's a few extreme, conspiracy theorist stuff, but everyone else is scrolling when they see it. Nope, no, don't give me that. Don't want it. Not to do with me. Don't want it. So redM had to be non-religious. There's a lot of religious organizations in the space. People get turned off. Some love it. Some don't. Most religious people don't want to hear this subject. So that was not working. So stay away from that. Stay away from politics.
I get it. I'm a man of faith.
Right.
I'm a sinner who aspires to be a saint someday.
Right.
But
it's irrelevant, but it's me too. But it does not count.
I get
in
it
this space
because what is it? It's it's just something that it's hard to wrap around, like the same reason like good people die,
Yeah.
how's this happen?
It's hard.
And it's hard for us to like, man, God, like, how can you let this happen? Well, he doesn't. And it's,
Yeah,
it's,
that's right.
and that, I mean, you have to, there's a whole lot of theology in that,
Right.
so, but,
What you find is the people doing the support work understand that faith can heal. Like in your knowing God, like that's one of the best paths.
you use your testimony and use your pain and use all the things to, like, hey man, you got knocked down in the worst possible way, whoever that shatters in that universe, but it can all come to something good.
Right.
So,
So a lot of people have faith in the space and multiple faith and no faith. So that's the thing, because it's a society problem.
Yeah.
People, this is a hard part of trafficking, is a lot of occasions happen in churches, pastors, youth leaders, whatever. Things happen, and that's not just a church thing. That's a whole society thing where it happens. And so that's hard. Some people have to be careful with specific stories because you can't tell them. People can't have their story out there. But I have an instance of someone who was in a church campus growing up. And basically her journey of serving people made her a target for the traffickers to come in with someone who just became her best friend. And her problem was she had never had a best friend. She just served people. So everyone has a vulnerability. And because it's a society issue, it can't be exclusive to a group. And it can't be a subject that if someone sees it, they go, that's not me. So here, that's the business challenge. So we're all business people, which I love. redM is 100% volunteer, no staff, no money needed.
Well, the reason I have you in here is because it's so related to oil and gas now. redM, we just kind of as an industry said, hey, you know what, if you can, think about an organization that you want to do something with, to start working on this massive problem, no brainer. We got oil and gas people involved in this, like, and we're we're
takes us international. It takes us to cities everywhere.
Exactly. We're all, we're across the world.
And we've seen it. I think most people have seen it. Most men have seen it in every hotel around the world because beautiful women come up to you and want to spend time with you.
Never has that happened to me.
Really?
No.
Lord, I've seen it everywhere. Usually other people, but I'm still seeing it, and I'm like, Also, early on, my long career, so early on, they were all Russian everywhere. It was Russians, because this trend started out of Russia originally for the gangs and mobs of the world to go, guns I can sell once, drugs I sell once, person I can sell for a decade.
Wow.
This is a great moneymaker, And then when they learned to stop grabbing, so our image is international grabbing of kids or teenagers.
And it's not,
they don't do that anymore. Like, they don't grab kids anymore. It's like 1%, but that's what we think it is. So we're still teaching our kids, watch out when you go to Europe, that type of message.
Right. Hey, whatever it takes, there's a million data points to grab somebody's attention into this, right? If you're not aware, it doesn't just have to be about, sex. It could be
labor,
slave labor.
Crime actually is a big part of it.
Hey, one of my guys got knocked off that sells cocaine on the corner. You're gonna you're going into that.
One girl lived with us.
Whatever you can think of.
She was a bank robber.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you ever saw the video. There's a video ran around him. And look at this girl. She's on the phone robbing a bank with a gun and a phone. She can't even get off the phone. Do you remember that video?
Yeah, and
that girl lived
she's
with
taking
us.
directions from somebody like.
She was taking traffickers' directions, and of course there was the paint in the bag. She got covered in paint, so we had to walk her through paying for the crime, and then she got recovery from sex trafficking, and then she lived with us. Then she went back home with her kids. 10 years later, we took down the trafficker on a federal level, only because he had done enough sex trafficking of children that you have to have more than 4 cases to go federal. And in Houston, we were getting nobody's going to jail, which was an interesting Houston problem. It happens a lot. The lawyers will often ask, how are we doing? I'm like, you're doing great for the people with money, because you're really good lawyers. And what you work out is anyone in trafficking was trafficked, and you get them off. I was actually in Dallas doing a dinner, and a guy said, I was on a jury, and I've got to tell you this amazing story. The guy we were going to convict actually was trafficked, and we released him. Isn't that beautiful? I'm like, no, no, it's not, but that's what the lawyers do. He still did the thing, right? Hitler had a bad childhood. Oh, well, we should probably release him. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the logic you're going into. It's not okay. Someone has to go to jail. But no one's in it nobody was like, hey, you know what I'd like to do? Human trafficking. No one thought that. They get put in that position. So it's a complex subject. You can go down lots of rabbit trails.
But that's where the grooming comes in. I mean,
Yeah, well, grooming was...
they almost have a playbook.
They do. No, it's not almost. It's a very specific behavior. They do tweak it. So the people who are doing kind of the rescue side, they're really good at what tweaks are happening. But what they've learned through 2020 is they can get people to believe they're moving into sex work. That's their goal. And so they start people on a journey of first engagement, it's basically convincing them that these people are now my crowd. These are my friends. This is where I belong. And it's a very complex journey. We don't have time to go through all of that.
It takes a long time to change
They'll spend years.
Brains,
Exactly.
DNA or
but
whatever.
They're doing what cults do. They're just following the cult roadmap. So, special language, you don't fit with this crowd, you fit with, you stay up all night on your phone. That's sleep deprivation. So it's a way to check your kids. Like, are they up on the phone in the middle of the night? That's them doing sleep deprivation. Food, are they eating different foods? Because that's all to do with cult management.
Vegetarians.
Could be. Sometimes it could be anything, right? But you'll see all these changes.
Mel, I told you, this is so dark of a subject, and I get
gotta laugh.
You gotta keep it light.
And I make.
No, you should.
Jokes to yank myself out of there for a minute before I get the feels and tears come to my eyes.
Yeah.
You're not going to see me cry today.
The best is,
Maybe.
my favorite is people go, this is David Reid, he works in sex trafficking. And I'm like, actually the opposite. I mean, I've heard the money's good, but it's pretty horrible crime.
We would have a niche.
But everyone laughs, and you need to,
Yeah.
because it
Take
is
a
a
breath,
dark,
everybody.
heavy
We're
subject.
in this together. We're going to hold each other's hands and walk into the fire. And
We
see
have
what we can do.
tons of hope. And if you think if we're seeing 1 in 30 about to be trafficked, we're stopping that every time.
Oh gosh, how'd you get involved in this? Where'd you hear about it, and what grabbed you? Do you have family, relatives, people they're like, man, I could make a difference.
Yeah. So I would say I'm your everyday Joe Schmo in this. I had no idea of the depth of how far this really goes. I had heard of trafficking. I've heard the word, but I think kind of like what you were articulating earlier, you think it's this thing that's happening far away, and it's really hard to put your hands on it, because it's happening undercover, behind the scenes. It's not something you see the signs in airports, and I'm like, do people call those? I don't even.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
I don't know, but I'm like,
we kind of grew up in this Mayberry kind of world,
and I'm like, I don't know what the signs are. I wouldn't know how to spot it in real life if I wouldn't know. And so David and I connected. It was November, December last year. Mm-hmm. I had kind of followed some of redM stuff that they were doing on LinkedIn.
If you do that, you're going to connect to me, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm coming after you if you follow us, just so you know. We're going to be friends.
And it was probably a year or so ago, actually, that I had kind of looked at it, and then I kind of forgot, and went about my life. And then he reached out, and they were getting ready to start an Oklahoma City chapter, and I was going through some life changes at the time, and kind of looking for new things, and also just really going through a phase of my life where I'm like, all right, I've done some cool stuff, but I really want to do things that are going to make an impact in somebody's life that's lasting.
Yeah, your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's work that we do, just your everyday thing, but all that stuff, it matters, but it also is going to go away.
I thought about you guys coming down here too. It just kind of at my my level of seniority nowadays. When I turned 50, I told my wife, I'm wiser than everyone.
Yeah. Just by matter of death of older people.
Right.
You're like, okay, it's my turn.
My seasoned.
Yeah.
But just coming down here, I was thinking, kiss my kids, it just kind of starts bubbling up some feelers this morning. And I was like, I've never aspired to be big, I don't need to be big or big time at all, but I do want my life to have done something big,
right?
And I think that's what redM is accomplishing. It's really doing some impactful things in society that are drastically needed.
We're designing it so that it's easy for us to do, because everything else is hard. You talk about, I'm going to help a charity. Oof. I don't know. That sounds
like a big commitment.
And what you find is people get burned out, and that's what we learned is we're going to be anti-burnout, which is why there's no need for money.
Yeah,
we don't need money ourselves, so we can at least open the door and say, hey, you know what? You can do an hour, you can do 10 minutes, or you can be addicted to it like some of us are.
Yeah.
But I don't care. And when people like we tell people, and you have to get them to really believe it. If you want out, you're out. Like, and we celebrate it. That's the language I say. Because if someone's doing something really well, and then they're like, I'm going to take a break. You want to go, oh, please don't. No, never say that. We're not, this is how trafficking works. Like, we're not coercing people to do this stuff. We're going to be like, this is freedom. Like,
you can't use some of the tricks that they've used to keep people.
Isn't that funny? You would be shocked. You would be shocked. Inside the movement, this is what's happening. And people this is my first experience. This lady, she was excellent at running events. She'd one of the orgs we support. She does the event. Afterwards, she goes, I need to stop. Like, I'm out. Is that okay? I'm like, it's awesome. So I go talk to the org. I'm like, hey, by the way, almost said her name, probably shouldn't. She's going to take a break. And they went, oh, no, we already talked to her. She's in for another 2 years.
No.
Oh, gosh.
And she did. And I kept saying to her, I'm just telling you, you can stop. Like, they don't get to do this. Oh, no, but they told me that when I help them, they're able to reach more girls. I'm like, that's manipulation. It's not okay. It is true, but we will find someone behind you. And we did. After 3 years, she stopped, never came back. I don't want that.
Or she hadn't returned.
They all have returned except her, which is funny. She's the only one so far, but she's the only one where I didn't know enough to really step in and go, stop.
Yeah.
You are doing what traffickers do. You're causing coercion. You're using guilt. They've got lives. We've all got lives, and we need to be able to stop. And so, like, the first team we had, everyone checked out. The organization was not very good at thanking people. We made more money than they'd ever made, and then they just went, this is what you did wrong. In the kind of thank you dinner, and everyone's like, we're good. We got day jobs, we're out. All of them came back in it took about 3 years. But we also changed the system so that we're protecting that. Like, you don't even need to get near to the org if you don't want, because you have to have strength to go in there and go, I'm giving you one event, and then I'll hand over to someone. And they, no, stay, So they have a scarcity mentality. That's what really drove me into redM was I want this to be business-like. Business minds getting very clever so that we do very little work, big impact.
What, speaking of events, because, I'm looking at, Oklahoma City chapter. Yeah. What do you want to do? What event do
I don't.
Well, I know, but like what events throughout the other chapters
what works
have worked well to raise awareness, education, financial benefits, to get, and hey, I'm not afraid to ask, just so people have, faith and credibility and transparency.
Yes.
But how is the organization set up?
Sure.
And then how are the money, how's the money, dispersed? Yeah.
We have two financial journeys. One is the main fund.
Yep.
So people, like I met Schlumberger first time, sat with them, very corporate. And I'm like, we don't need your money. Like, all of them sat forward at the same time. Like, what? We don't need your money. Now, they've probably given us more money than most. But that's the point is, why are we safe, right? Why would you give us money? So our main fund basically goes 80% to survivor organizations in your city. So we find them, and the way we find them is usually the really good ones are terrible marketers. They don't have a lot of money. Yeah. And when they have money, it goes to the care of the individual. And those are our favorites because they could use business people.
They never set aside marketing money.
Right.
Like, so it all goes to them. But those fall off the map without people behind them.
Well, and do you know any salespeople? I think we know a lot of salespeople. And so we build
terrible
sales.
ones.
Yeah, some good, some bad, but we give them a low bar. Yeah. Get us one sponsor for this event. They can do that. So we gather in Houston, we have like a 30-person sales team will go on an event. Everyone go get one, and you'll make their day. They could never make that much money.
Well, fortunately for me, I'm, good friends with Mark and Madison.
Yeah.
And that's when it came onto my radar. It's like, hey, Mark, Madison, what's this, redM deal that, you're promoting and and helping out, because I don't know if oil and gas people would have seen it except for their impact on making that happen. Yeah. And now Mark and I are working together. We integrated vertical octane into that sphere. Okay, cool. You just wait and see, it'll all blow up. So we've got now Salesforce and Digital Brand House and Social Octane so that we can find either businesses or projects or charities and go, hey, let me help.
Our B2B power is incredible. I don't think we don't pay for anything. People donate. Like, we haven't paid for print anything. Mostly locations are free.
Yep.
So we get a lot of that. B2B is really powerful.
Yep.
Let me finish the thought on the money.
Sorry.
Just because it's important, because we've gotten a lot of flack on everyone does. They're like, wait a minute, because half of our money has been general people just donating.
That's fine.
80% looking after the orgs.
Yeah.
20% main fund just to get things. Generally, I would say most of the money ends up in either awareness or supporting an org. So 20% buying the t-shirts, starting, being in a place, whatever it would be, even growing across 27 chapters. Like we've spent money on some of that.
Yeah.
So, and then we have
software. Started chapter. Here you go.
Yeah, we make it as easy as we can. They get like a bunch of cups. Did you get cups?
I got a few.
All right, you should get a box. So tell Demetrios.
Got our t-shirts.
Yeah, so we just try and give, like, here's your seed, kind of, here's some things, go sell your merch, start generating cash, and you get your account just for yourself. And people donate to your city rather than to the main fund. Anyway, so everyone operates under that. And then the second one was a guy came to me wanting to do an ad campaign. Like he was doing a documentary on energy and saw redM and came in and said, I've got this vision. I'm like, cool. He's like, I need $1.6 million to do it. And I was like, not as cool.
Well, but probably in his mind, he didn't expect redM to pay for it, right. But let's go out and grab enough sponsors to get it out there.
Generally, when someone says, I need money, we just say thanks, goodbye. Yeah. And so they'd done that to him. And then I'm like, no, wait a minute. This guy's a brilliant filmmaker. I love his work.
Yeah, let's figure out what he's envisioning.
So he shared it.
A producer.
So a couple of years it took us to even get the funds. And he was at the point of like, I'm out. Like, I can't. This is an ad campaign, but if you can't get the money. And I've been put on a lobby board with NOIA, National Ocean Industries Association. They're lobbying in DC for offshore work.
Do we have a lobbyist yet at redM?
We're in that organization. We're in DC. We just started in DC. But anyway, they put me up in front of everyone. They're all CEOs of all companies. And this is what we do. And so then I pulled them to a dinner and asked for 1.6 million. And they went, here's 350,000. So we started a journey. So that fund, all that to say is we've got an ad campaign launching in Houston first as a test in June, the other day. So that's going to help grow redM. So people with a lot of money don't want to just help the orgs because that's a Band-Aid. They want to, how do we change it in our country?
How do we change? Well, lobbying for one. Well, how many organizations do you think are in Washington right now working on
this?
Attacking. And I mean, like,
not enough.
Super vigilant and super focused on legislation that will protect our freaking kids.
There's people doing it. I mean, there's 4 or 5 groups I can think of. But what's happening is Tim Tebow's been a big help.
Yeah.
So he's funding companies who are coming to fight trafficking. So one of those, like when we go to a city, we'll do it today when we present, we'll have who is buying sex in your city. We have a map, which usually shows it's at the end of your street, which kind of blows people's minds because of review sites. So they go in and they sweep all review on the web and dark web and say, this is who's saying, I bought sex. This is what it was like. There's literally review sites for that. So we're able to at least identify this is where it's happening in your city. And it gives you this like, oh my goodness, like this is huge. It's much bigger than I thought. So that's one of Tim Tebow's groups. So what we're doing now is they just did something in Austin where they went, okay, we're going to go in with the police, with the government, and we're going to work out what's your problem and how can we fix it with business. And we've got an AI group working on it. So it's also showing them what's your path to legislation change and what's the right legislation change. So that's actually companies coming in to help them. So we're doing that there. Denver's doing one. Fort Worth is coming up with one. We're talking about doing one in Houston. But as we learn what that is, it's going to be a powerful way to try and change government that is better than lobbying. How do you get in? Because it's not that people don't want to do this. The big problem is
such a huge problem,
it's gigantic, and here's the big one.
Powerless to help.
Yeah, it's worse. How about this? My first time I put a thing out on LinkedIn, we gather 50 people, 48 of them don't know anything about trafficking. 2 do, and I'm like, okay. So one of the 2, what do you do and what do you know? And she goes, well, I'm an FBI wiretapper, and I was like, what?
Sweet.
Why are you here? And she goes, because every day I'm told to ignore human trafficking, because people don't care about that. There's the problem. The problem is you didn't know, I didn't know, nobody knew, because traffickers, their strategy is that we don't know. They hide it on purpose. They make it look like it's just a runaway. It's someone who likes doing this for the money.
We better solve this legally as fast as possible, because I'll tell you what, I mean, this gets dark real quick.
Yeah. Well, I know.
But
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but yes.
But here's the deal. I'm a grown man. I'm in my 50s.
Yeah.
And, it crosses our minds. Bad people have poked these bears a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We're real tired of it.
Yeah.
And if they don't deputize us, we'll deputize ourselves.
Yep.
And this will be bloody in the streets. If
Well,
we start finding out that they fucked around, they're gonna get the find out part. My son, he's in his 30s. He's in the military.
Yeah.
And he talks about these things with me about the discussions he has with his, military, brotherhood, or his firefighter team and whatever. We have these conversations in, locker rooms. We don't want to scare our wives, but I might have an arsenal allegedly with my friends, and you know what? We're going to solve some of these problems ourselves.
Let me put it a different way. Let me help you.
That's what they should be scared of. If we don't get stuff done and they don't figure this out, we're not going to take it anymore. Man, you come after my kid.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting on the government to go, we'll take care of this.
Yeah.
Well, weirdly enough, I've never seen the government take care of much efficiently and quickly enough.
Yeah. The first thing is the government would, like the police would, there's people who would, there's people who are corrupt in the system. I don't want to talk about that. But there are people who would do this. But if we don't care, they don't get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you ask the good people who do this, and they can't do it long because it's a tough job to be in, they need funded. That's a thing. Is that the answer? Probably. We need society knowing in whatever form. There are groups that do what you're inferring. They go and do that. That is a very tough job because you're
putting yourself behind bars. If you get caught,
I will say our current government, police, army are not excited about taking this on. I had a case. I have to be really careful. There's a state that you can't go to because the traffickers own that state. I'm not trying to only say that, but anyway, someone I knew was trafficked in that state, and I'm like, hey, can you go get them? Yeah. Well,
my guess is California.
No, I'm not. Don't guess.
Okay.
Don't guess, because it's a deeper story. But it's not good to say that, is it? Just sends people off down rabbit trails. Hawaii.
Let them go. Hey, you know what? This is what we're here for.
Here it is. I'll tell you
trails.
It's Hawaii. Who cares? Hawaii. It's the open door for Southeast Asia. Has military there. You never guessed. Yeah. But they control the state. It's easy. If you thought you had a single border that was an island, you would love it if you're a trafficker.
Oh, because it's just lots of little pieces of land. They just need to land refuel.
Control wise, they got
Interesting.
the largest cartels base themselves there because of that. And you wouldn't know. It's a great vacation place to go. Anyway, so I'm trying not to say too much. But anyway,
and like you said, it's so beautiful of a place, and if you keep it hidden, people are showing up for vacation. And
it's also
beautiful place. It's going to be out of sight, out of mind.
It's tourists, people with money, remote tourists. So you get the sex trade easy. Military bases and tech hubs. It's not a tech hub, but military bases, anywhere where they've got to learn something, you're going to find a lot of sextortion. So they'll have massage businesses or whatever, any kind of prostitution they're going to use to film people with children to get secrets, other countries. So that's a method. So anyway, lots of things going on there. But the rescue people will not go. They just said, you can go, we're not going.
It seems like a great place to set up guerrilla operations. There's a lot of jungle.
You're missing the...
I'm sorry, I'm ready to be like...
But you're missing the size of...
He brings in the money in Oklahoma City, and I just need a plane to drop off some food to us in the woods in Hawaii so I can go down and eat. I can eat bad people for you.
I can't scale it enough for you to understand that our own government military are scared. This isn't a lightweight guerrilla operation.
And nowadays, it's tied, like you said, it's tied to organized crime, terrorists,
and they can control whatever they need to control.
And they're all tied together now. I mean, they eventually, I see.
They aren't different people.
I have seen that shift to where gangs used to war with each other so much that there was a lot more going on in their world, and then all of a sudden they're like, why are we fighting? We have all these avenues to help each other grow
their businesses.
Their businesses, and now they're
conglomerates, and they work out. It's a very, very structured thing that ends up in your house trying to get your teenager.
Now they've got the sex, the drugs, all the things combined into one global.
And they'll spend years getting a kid because it's a 10-year play out for them and after the year, 2 years, the kid is choosing it. They don't lock them up. They don't even think they're trafficked. Everyone who's trafficked doesn't think they're trafficked. They think that a series of events happened to them, that this is who they are, and there's no way out. So that's the complexity of the system. But anyway,
we think in oil and gas we're trafficked sometimes because we're in it for life, and I choose
I would
this.
say some work environments have all. When you say the rules of trafficking, force, fraud, coercion. I think I might be trafficked. You know, so
Like,
can you leave your company? I don't think I can.
I don't think I can. I can't leave this industry or my company. Yeah, see,
You're not paying me enough, but I can't leave. Oh, well, what is that?
this is such a crazy philosophical conversation because it runs so
No,
deep.
but you have to build hope, and that's our journey.
do have
It's like
hope.
how do we do something? And everything I see, no hope. That's why the big money people are like, show me an ad campaign, because it has. Speaking of guerrilla tactics, redM is a guerrilla tactic. I mean, when you look at this logo that's in a cup that's posted in your social media every Monday, you stop and look at it because redM means nothing to you, and you're like, what is that? Why are they doing that cup? Anyway,
Why am I seeing all these red cups?
yeah, and then you're going to get more because the algorithm feeds. It's guerrilla. How do I surprise you into? And then I just show you lots of fun things we do. It looks fun. People are doing fun things. That looks like a great group of people. We don't show you negatives or dark.
You're raising awareness and you're raising money
It's
for
creating
all
groups
the
of
behind the
people
scenes stuff.
and getting people to imagine. I don't need everyone to be in there fighting trafficking. I need them just to, in their vocabulary, be able to talk about it enough. Weird thing is, one of the whys we've learned that people don't get into the subject is many people have had some kind of sexual violation in their life, and men don't talk about it. And a lot of men have been like, hasn't every man had this? And I'm like, have they? Has anyone ever talk about it? So
I haven't even had a conversation about it because I mean, again,
it's a man thing. Like, some men have had it and they don't know they've had it. Like, it's in their brain. They don't even think about it. And then other men, it maybe not happened, but
for me, never. I grew up in Oklahoma, Mayberry, so I've been so vanilla, sheltered from all this stuff,
good.
It's
great.
Fortunately for me,
that's why it's a surprise when you go, what, a lot of men? Are you seriously?
yeah, I'm like, I would never know.
Well, for me, here's an example. I'm doing a grooming video, and as I'm going through the language, I'm like, this is familiar to me. And I remember, wait a minute. At 11, I was in a chess club, and an older student. Yeah, nerd. I was definitely nerd. This older student.
But where were you at when you were 11?
In Scotland.
Yeah, so
It's cold and wet.
yeah. So
You have to walk in the cold and wet to a stupid chess club. And this older student is like, hey, boys, you want to drive home and that it's not so cold and wet in my car? And we've been playing chess with him for a while. You're like, yeah, okay. And then slowly he starts down this road of, hey, what's the worst word you've ever said? And, and so that's why when I'm doing the grooming thing, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I think back and go, so I was smart enough as a kid. I was like, this is wrong. I'm not doing this anymore. In fact, no more chess club for me.
He didn't start trying to see about, hey, how many Bible verses do you know?
Well,
right.
Right. Actually, that is something we've seen, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay.
We had some kid groomed through a Bible app.
Awesome.
No access to anything, so the parents were like, how could she be groomed?
Yeah.
Mom's Bible app has a chat feature. So anyway, it started getting weird. There was definitely some weird things happen, but I was immediately like, this is weird. I'm out. 2 years later, the police come to the house.
Take all of your children off of all gadgets immediately, everybody.
Yeah, or watch them. Get Bark software. You can watch everything they see. It's reasonable. That's not their phone. That's the important thing to remember. I don't care what their friends are doing, but watch as much as you can. But know that they're still vulnerable. Have relationship with kids. That's the bigger thing. Learn how to get FaceTime. And even when they hate you in their teens, it's like, get time with them. Force them. Drive them on a long drive until they talk for days.
It's really not that hard. Like, sorry, but you don't have a door on your bedroom anymore.
Yeah, well,
and no, you don't have that phone anymore. I pay for it. Yeah, like I know that there's going to be some fluffled feathers.
And there's lots of power gone to the kids, right?
We're giving them way. I don't, but
it's be a bit more horrible and be probably okay for them. Most of I'm a bit too Scottish, like California wife. I'm Scottish. My son.
I wasn't even going to guess earlier. I had a bad experience.
Don't ever guess.
Well,
like if you said English, I have to kill you, and I don't want to. But it's not a mean thing.
Didn't Scotland? We're
still oppressed.
Didn't Scotland lose that?
A bunch of losers. That's what the Braveheart is basically reminding us that we lost.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Isn't that cool?" No, that's horrible.
When you say
they cut him in 4
if you
pieces.
say English, I'm going to have to kill you. You guys lost.
Still, at least the Irish, they're putting up a fight. But
I had my daughter's boyfriend come over. Boyfriend at the time. They didn't like when he walked in the door. It's like, you won't be here long.
Yeah.
And they didn't realize you probably won't be in our lives long. It's not really.
Yeah.
I'm not going to invest.
It's not sinister.
I'm definitely not going to invest a whole lot of love into you.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's like they walk in, they're like, I love him. It's the best person I've ever met in the world. I'm like, Today.
Yeah. Let me just check the time.
My job starts now. So, I'm going to make you miserable in my home, and I can't wait for you to leave. And he comes in, he has the poodle haircut, but it's longer and it's over his ears.
Stop.
But they all look the same now.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm like, oh, you look like
so unique.
the Golden Girls. What you aspire to have a Golden Girls haircut, but it was longer and it's covering his ears, and he has an accent, and I'm not really paying any attention, and they're all talking, and he says something about Norway, and I look at him, I go, oh, you're from Norway. I was like, I couldn't figure out where that accent was from, and they all in the room stare at me for a while, and they don't say anything, and he goes, I'm not from Norway. I go, well, where's your accent from? And he kind of raises his hair, and he's got cochlear implants.
Oh no!
He had been deaf for most of his life. And he's like, he can hear
I'm gonna die. You're a horrible man. I didn't know. You're a horrible man.
My wife and daughter are staring at me like, you could have told me, because you've met me before. You know that
I'm going to say things.
I'm going to say things.
I was going to use abuse therapy, but at this point,
so now when I meet anybody with an accent, might
I'm not
be
saying
deaf
anything.
and not be able to pronunciate very well, because he's like, I have a speech impediment. You know what? And Mel, she knows. She goes, where's this going? She goes, yes, I did double down everybody, and I started using fake sign languages to annoy the crap out of him immediately. So I'd already upset
I
the
thought
wife
you were a
and
bad
daughter.
man. Now I realize you're an evil man.
I was like, oh, you have a speech impediment, and he's like, he starts laughing, like he's like,
You're
okay,
in good shape.
like we have a connection now. I'm an idiot, and you're an idiot because you're a teenager, So he and I hit it off, and that definitely made the daughter get rid of him pretty quick. Like he can take my punishment really well. Tactic worked. Yeah. So there you go. So
that's how Scottish people are.
I just thought you had a speech impediment.
Yeah, no, I do. People ask me where you're from. I'm like, East Texas. And they give face and they respond. I'm like, I haven't finished yet. East of Texas, 6,000 miles,
Yeah, see, you start talking about how you're possibly groomed, and that made me uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. And even if you imagine, for my brain, it wasn't even in my brain. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Is that
There's so much.
I have a podcast. You want to learn more, go into that podcast. But it's not for the.
Oh, no wonder you're so comfortable on mine. You're good at this.
Yeah, I do it all the time. But I'll do 6 in a day, because I got a day job. So it's like they just run them.
Oh, you like your own voice way more than I like
generally don't talk, which is the beauty of podcasts.
And I tell Mel, every time I see her, I'm like, I think you should just be my podcast co-host anytime you want. Like, we can bring in whoever, you bring in the guests, and I'll hit go and try to forget me. And if that helps redM at all,
you can do podcasts all day long for us, and we can run that, and that'd be great.
Yeah, and you'll edit them and put them out there.
I have a company that does that. You need someone here to do. It's the same. Like this company carries the full load. They have a fancy pants studio. Like they're all. I don't know where the money's coming from. Maybe they're traffickers, but they're not traffickers. Just to be clear.
So
I just have
He has a very dry sense of humor, so sometimes he'll just say things.
I'm like, be careful.
You just gotta keep going.
Yeah, it's okay. He doesn't mean it. People behind are always like, he doesn't mean that.
I knew he was Scottish, and also Scottish people are some of the most stoic human beings on the planet.
Yeah, that's why you need the Irish. They're like, hey, we're Irish over here. Of course, they also blow you up, but but then you go, we're Scottish, I'll kill you,
I work on offshore oil platforms.
Violence is
we're in the North Sea a lot. Violent seas,
very
violent weather.
People. My goodness. But anyway, you come over here and you're like, everyone's like, there's trouble in the schools. You're like, you have no clue.
Well,
the girls aren't fighting. I'm like, you're all right,
Yeah, because I grew up Scottish in many ways because being in a small town in Oklahoma.
You'll have a lot of influence here. The Scots filled this place,
We loved getting up because we created our own fight clubs because
that's Scotland right there.
Right, like when everybody
there's nothing else to do, let's fight.
Yeah, we're best best friends.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but we have to test our metal. So Mom, yes, we punched it out almost every day because it might be my day.
Yeah. Here's my city, right? The football team in my city, I think England probably started in Europe, but for Scotland we were first. and the fans stop wearing colors so they can get at each other without the police knowing. Like you can see it if you watch the crowds, like 80s, 90s, like no colors. Because they want to get at each other without the police
even if
being
it's
able
the
to
guy sitting
identify.
right, like if we came together and he has a beer and I have a beer, like, you want to go?
But then here's the other one. Scotland and England, there's so many fights when we play games. They stopped allowing us to each other's games, which was a nightmare because small groups will get in, and it just goes bad. You know? It's a weird culture to grow up with that much intensity and violence, and but you know it's different. But there's a lot of Scots in redM because we're fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, we did the stupidest things in the world. Like if you look at Panama, there's parts of there has Scottish names. We put all of the money together, started the Scottish Royal Bank, bankrupt the country to take over Panama with 2 ships compared to these massive Spanish and English navies. Like we're going to go get it.
That's
And
why redM
Braveheart.
makes so much sense in oil and gas to me.
Yeah, we're
Everybody's
fighters.
a fighter.
Yeah.
Let's channel that energy
Let's do
into
something
something
good.
positive and
Exactly.
something good.
And
Because
protecting kids, it's the story. Like that's our whole thing. We're not a charity.
and our
protecting
impact
our
in oil and gas,
children's.
like look at us. We fight every day tooth and nail against all odds to bring reliable and affordable
Right.
abundant energy to the world, which
in
is
you.
no small task at all. People don't understand the grind that's in that. They don't understand the heart in roughnecks. You know, the dirtiest of dirty jobs. This is a dirty job.
right.
The redM is doing something impactful.
We have a lot of males, which is hilarious because everyone in the movement, female. Like when you go to events, we were there yesterday, the whole staff, everyone, females. But we bring males who are like, we're asking for that. I'm asking for, where's your fight? You know, let's get in this. And I don't mean go get your guns.
Yet.
But yeah, no, I think
Watch out.
I'm telling you, it's like saying, let's gather a group, let's take on Russia. Yeah, that's not a good idea right now.
Not right now.
But let's do some underground. What does it take for everyone to become aware? And so we, business people, best. We're in there coming up with really good ideas, and we're multiplying fast. We love it. I mean, you get Midland and Calgary. I have to remember, what is that? America's funny hat called? Canada. It's a Scottish joke. Sorry, Canada. Canada, full of Scottish. That A thing is really I. You know, they're Scottish.
Canada is just such a weird place.
Well,
I don't know about.
it depends which
I have to
state.
go there with Mark and Madison. We're going
Yeah,
up
no,
there.
they're great.
Yeah.
They went on fire. Like same as actually Oklahoma City. So most places I have to go. It takes a bit of work. You gather people, try and find a leader.
Oil and gas basins. This is
Boom. Like
takes
one time Midland, I'm like, I use my LinkedIn. I go right to people. Hey, going to be in town. The barbecue, the EP barbecue. I'm like, hey, going to be in town. And I want to do a lunch. I'm thinking 5 people. I get a message back. Well, we only have seats for 70, but you know, there's more one to come, and we've got 4 sponsors. And I was like, what the heck is this? So I turn up, flight gets in late. I'm like running in, plugging the computer, room full of people all talking. All right, hi, David, this is redM, blah, blah, blah. Okay, see ya, leave. Next thing, events like leadership team, boom, boom, boom. Calgary, the same. They're like, we've organized ourselves. We have to be legally set up in Canada, got our own website, and we've got 5 chapters already. You're like, what is happening?
Well, people are fed up, and they need
they're on
some
it.
positive organization like your own, an umbrella that's helping so many threads of that. And I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to be able to go set up my own.
But I really think that one of the keys that makes it work is the attitude and the perspective that David brings to it, where it's like all the chapters, I want you to go at it, and it's going to look a little bit different everywhere
time.
you're at.
Every time. And then,
And you get to make it your own.
yeah.
Gather your people, invite people in, and you get to make it your own.
Yeah, we'll give you resources. We'll give you people. There's software. There's things to do.
Yeah.
If you want it. Some don't. Some just make their own up, and you're like, we already have this, but cool that you do it. I don't care.
I did that a few times. I'm like, I'm doing this. Is that okay?
I created an AI agent, I have many weeks to spend on that. I already had one,
Yeah, so that's happening all the time. But this is just a growth principle. Freedom works.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you bring in bureaucracy, nobody wants to be there. So we had some really, like our first in Houston, we do culture nights. Started with Spanish night, then it became Scottish night because they were at the Spanish one. Then the Mexicans were at the Scottish one. They made Mexican night, Venezuelan night. So off they go doing these things. Well, the Scottish night, typical Scottish, came out with process and procedures for running an event. I don't think we've ever used it. Anyway, what was great was the Mexicans were after that, and they're like, they're not paying attention to us. We're trying to tell them how to do it.
Yeah.
And they just ran it like crazy people, made more money than anybody. They're like, we bought all the stuff in Mexico. You're like, that's cool. So they come out at the end of it, and they go, we'd like to share, I don't know if it was them or Venezuela night, but they're like, we'd like to share what we learned. to the people who wrote the Scottish Night procedures, and they're like, this is how you do it. This is what went wrong. And they're like, that's exactly what's in the procedure. And I'm like, shut up. Just thank them.
No problem.
And so we found that, but that doesn't replicate. Like, that's just Houston and how it is. Everyone is different. And I'm like, I had a lady trying to manage all the chapters. And then I finally went, listen, she burned out, as you do when you're trying to manage that complex of a mess. And we just said, okay, let's just someone work on some general how to start a chapter. And then
it's beautiful chaos.
And then every month they get together and talk to each other. The last Tuesday of the month, we just have a call. And now the Europeans are like, the timing's bad for me. I'm asleep. So we're working on a different time for them. But, it's kind of cool. But I realized, just let them talk. Everyone's kind of entrepreneurial. They're all doing stuff. Some are not. Some are strict, organized, corporate-y. And I'm like, cool, whatever you want. But I don't really, it's finding a good leader and then just, you can go, you're fine.
It's a lot. I'm not knocking it. Everybody's got their charity. Everybody's got, the thing that they're passionate about. Some people like, you know what? I go and plant flowers in my homeowners association. That's fine. Good. That's their way to give back. For us in oil and gas.
Yeah.
We're
big
fighters.
Deals. We like big deals.
I'm going to make an impact in this world. Yeah. If I'm doing all this, I want the same bang for my, return on my investment. I might save somebody.
Yeah, world changing's in our DNA. If what we've done for this planet, like we just have a thing about making things better. So I think it's natural.
What's the M? The red
movement.
M.
So
red.
Originally,
we're red movement. RED doesn't mean anything.
Resource, empower, develop.
Resource empower, develop. So basically, we resource with information. We empower people to do whatever they want to do. Then we got to come back and kind of develop a bit and make sure we're all kind of happening. Do you all have that resource empower, development, movement?
There you go.
Yeah, and if we solve human trafficking,
who knows?
Who knows?
What else is there?
Yeah, find big problems.
That's why you caught onto something not many people caught onto. There's more to this.
Well, it's
a method.
I just got the goosebumps again, but it's you really having hope. Yes, we can solve this.
Exactly.
So if you leave that red M open, like, hey, we have hope that we can solve
human
this.
Beings are pretty good. There's a lot of bad people.
That doesn't mean we stop after that. No. It just means like, hey, we have a future in mind in the world where this doesn't exist. Right. Yeah, man, that's powerful, brother.
As long as we keep inviting people into that conversation, that will win.
Oh, it got me in the feels. Dang it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, cool. I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing this. Obviously, I was begging her the second she said, I'm starting this. I was like, bring him in. Get him in here.
Yeah. This is my first time here. Not first time visiting the city, but first time for redM, which is pretty unique. That's all about Mel here. She's done a brilliant job.
Oh, so she's been on fire.
I've loved it.
Everybody in Oklahoma now knows about redM.
Yeah. Well, she knows what to do naturally, and that's what you want. Someone who's like, oh, I got this. Like, that's okay, great. Other people like, what do I need to do after?
And she's not burnt out. She's not letting it go. Yeah. She's
enjoying it. That's the secret. Do what you love doing. What you don't love doing, build a team.
Yeah, you're seeing the redM all over now.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
And you can't help but get interested in like, man, this is really affecting our civilization.
The weirdest part is everyone loves doing it. Like, it's a great community of people who don't spend their time in the dark part of the subject, which is important because we're humans. There's people who are gifted to live in that subject all the time. We don't do that.
Well, find me all the good ways to do it the right way instead of me dragging people out to spread gravel with them. Okay. Yeah.
We got lots to do.
I'm danger close, man. Like, man, this is really pissing off a lot of dads and a lot of soldiers out there.
I think you should set up some kind of shooting range based on trafficking, and you could just shoot the traffickers and make you happy.
That could happen.
Weirdly enough, my cousin.
There's something there.
There's something. So my cousin,
gaming system for the kids. Yeah.
If we have next time you're in town, if you don't know, but my cousin Brian Hill owns the Cedar Gate.
There you go.
So it's
it's an event possibility.
It's an event possibility to where we have a 3-gun shoot where we do shotgun, pistol, rifle.
Love it.
And we set up a run and gun because we've all been hoping to get a run and gun event going. Like, hey, soldiers out there,
we got something for you.
Warriors, like, let's go raise some money.
It's a group. Like, when we work with companies, it's there's different employee resource groups, but the veterans groups love it. They love this subject. They're like, I've got to do something. And there are groups. It's not a wild thing. There are well-trained groups who go and do this work. We do not. We stay far from that on purpose because you're what we learn.
You don't want people to back out of helping you. Ever.
No, but you also when we get people to come away from trafficking, we coax them away. We don't go get them, because the impact is, the one is stealing from the most powerful people who are bad people, and the other is collateral damage to them.
Yeah.
So a person walks away much better than go get them.
Man.
And we've had executives in oil and gas who've gone and got them. We've had 13 cases of executive rescue. And one of the ones I know, pipeline guy, had to change his address, had to scrub where he was, because he went and stole his own daughter back a few days after they took her.
God bless his soul, man.
Yeah.
Well,
he used to talk a lot. He doesn't want to talk anymore. He's just like, I got to hide.
he got her out.
Right. And then also, you
disappear. I got my kid.
Exactly,
I'm out.
exactly. That's what he's done.
I don't mind that at all. All right. Well, before I let you go, then let's go over real quick. Where do you want people to get a hold of you? Anywhere. Obviously, everybody that has local chapters. What's the website?
Website is joinredm.com.
Joinredm.com.
I didn't say www again.
You do go out and buy like every single redM.
We have some sites that we're working on, because we have the Red Card campaign during the World Cup. So we have like Red Card United, which is a simple education. But
I just tell everybody, like, just type in redM into Squarespace. And if it says redM, you buy that domain.
It's already gone. There's a gaming site, redM. So when I first started, they're like, don't use it. I'm like, we're going to get bigger than whoever they are.
Yeah, we'll buy it from them eventually.
Like, well, one day we're going to take it. But right now we're Join redM. Usually you can find us if you go on LinkedIn is pretty good for us if you're a user. That's a great space.
Weirdly enough, that's our oil and gas platform.
That's right.
You know, we love puppies and kittens. We'll look at Facebook every now and then, but redM,
look up redM, you'll find us just under that, and then redM. And your city chapter, redM and the word chapter will give you the list.
Look for events, look for gatherings, look on ways you can get involved.
Turn up and push towards us. We get a lot. We've probably got 1,000 people sign up to be volunteers on the website who we did never talk to.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, you never called me. I said, we're not the you never called me types.
Yeah, you can get involved.
Come
if you
turn
want
up,
to
push in. We got day jobs.
Yeah.
Like, we have failed horribly at chasing people. And honestly, people chase us. That's I'm like, be rude.
Those are the ones you want.
Jump in, cause trouble, say, what can I do? And if we don't answer, just pick up something at an event.
Let's be disruptors.
Yeah.
God, man, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming in and
having us.
Thank you.
having a conversation with people. All right. Get a hold of them. You know what to do. Take care. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Wait, let me go back to our Zoom out. See, now we're all on there. All right. Before I stop this, do you want to sing a song?
No.
Okay.